Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda, HugZZZZ, and today I am coming at you with a design team project for Discount Paper Crafts. This project is for somebody else. Don't usually keep a lot of my stuff because I just don't have the room for it unless they're storage type pieces or something, but you know, whatever. So what I want to do first is show you my inspiration, and then I took a couple of pictures. I'm just going to bring my camera up into the view and show you the pieces I started out with to make this creation. So I'm going to move my sign out of the way so we can get started. Now this is the creation or the inspiration that I saw. It's just an item that you can purchase. So this is what piqued my interest because I really liked the lines of it. You know, I loved like the rectangle. This looked like 50s type shape to me. Loved, you know, like the handle on top and the base. And I knew I wasn't going to come up to anything like that. But that's kind of what got my juices flowing. I wanted that similarity with the middle, a stand, and a top. And yes, I created another clock. Okay, you know me, I like clocks. So that was my inspiration. Let me get my camera up here and show you what I started with. I had picked up some things at garage sales, of course, as we all do, things to alter. And of course, I buy a bunch of clocks and stuff, you know, with clocks with little hands and things that I can dismantle and use, the battery type clocks. Okay, so let me bring this up and show you the middle portion that I started with. It was this, let me get it so the glare, there we go. It was this frame that I got. It's a double-sided frame, and it's just like, the tall waist here is 5 inches and this little short waist is 4 inches. And then the base, so there's kind of my rectangle, you know, if I turn it on its side like that clock. And then the base was this little wooden, I mean, if I had that in my pile for garage sale stuff, I probably would have thrown it out. But thank goodness somebody had it. They threw it in the garage sale and I bought it for $1. So those are kind of the two things in wooden, of course, that I started with. So let me show you what I kind of ended up with. Okay, so you remember this, inspiration, okay, and this is what I ended up with, okay, huh, you like it, huh, I love it, I hope the person I'm giving it to loves it, yeah, that's what I ended up with. So as you can see, sort of, I've got my base down here like on that picture, and then I've got kind of my rectangle clock portion, and then I've got my handle. So I kind of did okay, right? Kind of followed the scheme a little bit. Okay, so this, and as I told you, the frame was double-sided, right? So this clock, and you can see it's working, it's ticking around, and yes, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm just now filming. This clock is also double-sided. So this is, you know, side A, and now I will turn it around for a quick peek to side view. And let me bring it around. There's the side view, one of the side views. And there is side B. Oops, see my little key. There we go. There is side B. Okay, side A and side B, right? I know! Okay, so let's turn it around and let's go little by little. My intention on this clock, I'm trying to kind of keep it back so you guys can look at it, was to have a romantic feel to it because you guys know I love to do the romantic stuff with my projects. I wanted to put in kind of a grungy but vintagey feel, but kind of have a little shabby chic to it too, right? So that's what I did. Pardon me, I see a glue string, it's bugging me. And now it's gone. Okay, so let me bring it in a little bit, and we're going to go to the top portion. Okay. All right. I got to kind of get, there we go. Now I can see. I'm kind of down on my knees here. All right. So the top portion, or the front. Let's start here. So the front of the clock, obviously, the paper lines I used was some Graphic 45 paper, the Communique paper line, and one other paper line now I can't remember. Okay, and then from Kathy's store I also used Authentique's Lovely collection. Oh man, when I ordered that and I got it in the mail, I quickly emailed Kathy and I'm like, I don't know if I can cut into this. I want to hoard it. I cut into 3 sheets, and oh, I hugged it. It was so pretty. I just love it. I'll show you kind of the papers at the end so that you can kind of get a peek at it if you haven't seen it. So the front of this is from the paper line, the lovely collection, this clock here. And so then what I've done, so let's start with the basics. The whole thing, you can see the texture, yes. So I painted both wood pieces because they're both made out of wood. I just did it with gesso and I textured it with gesso. So, and it takes about 4 or 5 coats to do that, but it just gives it this soft texture, and I really love that. And then all my paper, like I always say, and I always do it, is I distressed all the edges with the Tim Holtz Distresser, and then I sewed everything. You can see my sewing, and then I inked it all. So that's kind of the basics of everything. Glue string, basics of everything there. So this front here, what I did on it, this part that the clock is setting on is actually a wooden tag from Kaisercraft. It's their little set of wooden tags. I think you're supposed to be able to make like a mini album out of it. And I wanted something to kind of, cover the front, but you can kind of see behind it. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do? Ah, wooden tags from Kaisercraft. So that's what this is from, and it's a set of different shapes of wooden tags, okay, that you break apart and then you can use it, of course. And then this is just a stamp, and I can't remember because I dismantled the stamp. I don't remember what line it's from, but it's just a stamp from, clock I put on there. And then this is a clock that I got in a garage sale, and it's one of those, battery operated clocks, the battery pack on the back. All right, down here, this little forever metal word is from that Momenta line at whatever store it is, the Momenta line, okay? And then I just added some black chain. Now, I wanted my black chain, as you can see, to kind of dangle, each of the layers dangle, because I kind of wanted to bring it up. So what I did is kind of twisted some wire underneath the little nut there, and so that it would, and you can almost just see my little silver thin wire, and I just stranded around and really thin, and I poked it down in and put the nut over to make it tighten, and then I hung the chain. And the chain, what it is this is just a little latch that I got from a local hardware store, and it had 3 holes in it, of course, so you can like hammer a nail in it that come with it, and that's where the little holes is where I loop the chain from. Okay, and then right down here, this chain part is free moving, but I have glued it down here. So the heart will move a little bit, but I didn't want the chain to be really freely moving and get stuck in the watch hands, basically. So, and then all this texture here that you're seeing, it's a little bit of white and a little bit of black that's kind of grunged up on everything in the heart and the flowers. That is all rub and buff, just white and black rub and buff to, give it a little bit of a grungy feel. Okay, so then let's go down to the, let's actually go to the side of the latch here. What I've done is hung like a little Tim Holtz swivel clasp, and from it, these are also from Kathy's store. These are the Tim Holtz, the little cash keys. I love these. These are super fun. I hadn't gotten them before, and I've been eyeballing them forever, and so finally for this project, I ordered those from Kathy's store. And then this is my first time, gals and guys. I have been wanting to use gears on everything, and they never look right to me, and finally I'm like, you know what? I'm throwing gears in this project, and there's like 7 or 8 of them. So Tim Holtz gears here with a little bead landing clock hand kind of hanging from that, and then on the other side of that is just a little Tim Holtz key, and I've kind of grunged everything up a little bit, as you can see there. Okay. The front of this, down at the bottom, this is just some beautiful lace, and I'm thinking, I may be wrong, but I think I got that from Gisela. Hi, Gisela, and if you didn't give it to me, I love it anyway. I can't remember, but I think she gave it to me in Iraq. So beautiful, beautiful lace. Love it. So feminine looking. And then what I did is down the line, I Am Roses flowers and things like that, Sock Crafters flowers, Wild Orchid Crafts, my usual bunch, just kind of down the line here. Tucked in it, I've got another little Tim Holtz gear down here, kind of grunged up. To the side here, I have a little bead landing lock. In here, tucked the plain, just not plain, straight black flowers is from Kathy's store, and they're the Kaisercraft flowers. And what's really cool about these is you get like, is it 10 or 12, I can't remember. You get a 10 or 12 in a package, but each one of them are different, so it's really cool. It's not all the same flower. Each one is a different design. So that's what that is there. And then the flowers kind of start wrapping around the back, because I wanted everything to come here. Look at my big hand. Come here and flow down around and still kind of be one continuous thing as it flows around to the other side. So no matter which way you turned it, yeah, no matter which way you turned it, you know, the design was still all cohesive. Also, as you can see here, another paper line I use, Prima Romance novel, can't get away from it. Definitely my favorite this year. Let me turn back to the front. On top here, this is just some, you know, trim I had in my stash. I wanted to give it that little bit of a vintage romantic feel, so in a little bow here and gathered it along the sides, and I kind of let it hang this edge, you know, kind of right down to the hinge, and then a little down, a little longer down this direction. I just thought that was kind of pretty. And then on top of this, this is an actual metal handle, like you get from hardware store, cabinet handle. And this actually was a swivel, what do you call that? Just a little swivel handle. And what I did is, you can see now it doesn't move. So, you know, I used my glue. I'm always telling you guys about that. The Loctite Ultra Glue. I used that, and I place glue right in the areas where this thing swivels, and I just let it set up overnight, leaned it kind of against something, and then by morning, I mean, it dries within an hour, but I wanted it totally stable. By morning, that thing's solid. And that's also what I used to glue down to the top of this clock right here. See, beautiful little design, love it. And then as you can see, I kind of grunged it up with rub and buff and stuff like that, black and white rub and buff. Okay, so now we're coming around, got the front done. There is one more element I will show you, but I'm going to come around to the back side. I'm going to bring my camera out a bit, nope, not in, out, so you can just kind of get a quick look here. So there's that. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of bring this in this way for a minute. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to leave it back here and bring my camera in because the lighting's better back in the back part of this. Okay, 11 o'clock at night, what can I say? My thoughts are all over the place. So inside here, I wanted to create a little love romantic scene. What do you expect? So on this, I did a lot of layering with the papers. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and then I've got some, these here, this one right here, if you can see that little kind of die cut, and this little die cut in the back is actually from, oh my gosh, now that I'm trying to tell you, I'm not going to remember. It's the Christmas, I think it's Authentique too. It's the Christmas die cut pack. So see, not everything in the pack looked Christmassy, so I pulled them out and I like to use some of those. Okay, so yeah, the Peaceful line, I think. Could be wrong. Nope. Oh, totally wrong. It is Pink Paisley Christmas line. Sorry, the Pink Paisley line and that Christmas line, beautiful. So that's what this is, the die cuts from that. And like I said, not Christmassy, so you can still use it. Okay, so on this left edge, I've got a Tim Holtz clock key, and I glued that just to the side with that glue, because as you can see here, it will undo, but it won't come all the way off because the back stops it. So it's just the screw part that I glued to it. And then I hung a key, and this is from that Momenta line, metal key. Okay, and then let me see if I can get some lighting a little bit more in the front. Hope it's not too shiny. In the back here, this little metal adornment, this came in from Kathy's store, and it is the My Mind's Eye Lost and Found collection. I believe it's ruby, and it had a couple of frames with it and some ribbon, but this actually had like an epoxy sticker in the front, so I just tore that off, used the frame part, and then on the front of that, I've got a Tim Holtz little number plaque at 14, you know, like love, Valentine's, 214 type thing, so that's why the number 14. And then I, you know, loaded up with a bunch of flowers and stuff down the line. Again, another gear, Tim Holtz gear. Here's another clock hand from Bead Landing, and I've kind of got it pointed up to the 14. This is a love metal word from that Momenta line. See, everything's all distressed up. I've got signature light bulb in there. Love to use a light bulb. There's another little gear back right there. See, I did good on the gears, huh? Then I've got another little bead landing clock, because this is after all a clock, but you know, the clock kind of signifies time, as does the real working clock, right? And then I've got these little plastic letters, X and O. Funny story. You guys like my stories, right? This little X and O was in a package of letters that I had put in a garage sale, oh, probably 5-6 years ago. I never really used them, and a good friend of mine bought them and that I work with. And then it was last week, I believe, she came back in. She had been reorganizing her scrapbook stuff, and she's like, here, you're starting to work with letters and stuff again, those wooden letters and all that. She was talking about the Prima line. I thought maybe you can use these. So perfect. My supplies came back to me. Yay! So that's what I used here. They're double-sided plastic, so a little X and O for hugs and kisses. Down to a flower, of course. Then I've got some wooden wings by Kaisercraft, and these are from Kathy's store as well. And what I did is I kind of distressed them with some walnut ink stain. I've got, I actually have walnut ink crystals, and I just liquefied them up in a bottle, so I dipped a paintbrush in it and kind of just stained them up a little bit. And then I grunged the tips a little bit with the white and the black rubbing buff, just to kind of really, you know, grungy them up, right? That's why I grunged them. Okay, and then you come down to some more flowers and stuff in here. Again, here are some more of those Kaisercraft flowers from Kathy's store. Okay, and then in the middle here, again, another gear. I know, right? And then I've got a white spring. These white springs, if y'all are wondering where I'm getting white springs, old calendars and stuff, you know, and then they have those great big long springs through the top, those wall calendars. When the calendar's done, like last year, a couple of them done, pulled out the springs, so I have these cute, pretty white springs there. And then this is just a wooden word. I've got my stash. Most of y'all know probably where these are from. Okay. Then on the side here, I have got some Tim Holtz film strip ribbon just curled down around the edge, because you know, when you're on this side, you see the pretty lace, right? Let me back up a minute. No, wrong way. This side you see the pretty lace and the cute bow, but then, you know, when you turn it around, then you kind of get to see the film strip ribbon, and gives a little bit of a grunge feel to it. So just to give it a little something something, but I love that side. It's kind of pretty, huh? Okay, back to the front, last part. I said this clock was on a wooden tag, right? Let's go forward again. Okay, a Kaisercraft wooden tag. Okay. And Kathy has a lot of Kaisercraft things, a lot of Kaisercraft wooden embellishments in her store. Awesome. I'm loving working with these wooden embellishments. Okay, and you know it's got a latch on it, okay, and a swivel clasp, so what do you think's going to happen? Indeed, it's going to open. Okay, so let me unhook the little Tim Holtz clasp, pulling it off here. Okay, let me back up. There we go, and then I'm just going to undo. So now you can open the door. There's the clock, the back side of the clock. Hides the battery, want it away so it is hidden, but you know, she can still access who this person is going to be receiving it to, you know, change the battery out. And then inside you can't do a whole lot because this battery pack takes up a lot of space, but I was able to decorate it somewhat. A lot of layering going on. Again, beautiful paper from the Authentique line from Kathy's store. A lot of from the Pink Paisley Christmas line. This is from that line. Beautiful stuff. I love to kind of layer words and stuff like that. I've got some cute little candy gems up here. Love these little gems from my stash. And then I've got another gear. I did good this time. Haven't used them at all, and then I stuck like 20 of them in my project. And then I've got flowers coming down, and I've got a little lock here. Just a little charm lock here. And then right in here, again, another light bulb. And then I got a teeny tiny, love these teeny tiny little dominoes from Bead Landing. And right behind it, my last little gear. So I had to kind of keep this perimeter clear because that's where this part kind of stores in. And this part actually took a lot more time because I kept having to rearrange it and kept having to open and close the door. Yeah, a lot. A lot of time. And then right here in the corner, a little metal corner again from that Momenta line. Okay, so there you have it. Let's shut the little door. And then, you know, when it's closed, you can see some of the stuff peeking out. Little domino down here. I did that on purpose, so you see a little peekaboos coming out. We'll put the little clasp or the little swivel hook right back on here. Pardon my hand one moment. There we go. And there is my little clock, all made from scratch, that went from this to this. What do you think? Does it look pretty good, huh? Right? I know! I love it. I love this clock. This one will be hard for me to give away. I normally, like I said, don't keep a lot of my projects, but I really, really, truly hope this person loves this. It is one of my favorite pieces I have done so far. So, we've got just a few minutes left. I know this is a long video. I'm sorry, but there was a lot to show you all packed on this tiny little project, right? The Authentique line from Kathy's store, just a quick peek-see. Again, it's called the Lovely Collection. I have cut into some of it. Let me adjust my camera up, and then we'll go down a little bit. So you're just going to hear a little cranking noise. Get this camera going up, and we'll adjust her down just a bit. There we go. There's the paper line. Let me make sure I'm out as far as we can go. Okay, so just a quick view. Double-sided, of course, really thick as Authentique paper is. This is where this paper, it's kind of got a lot you can fussy cut out. And this is where I got the face of the clock from. And then the back side is just a plain. Okay, and then this one I cut into is a stripe. And the back side, a beautiful red. This, I love it because it's like creams and whites and browns and blacks, reds, real vintagey. Love this one. I use this as well. This is one of my favorites. Love it. So vintage looking. Dark brown on the back. This one's fun. I couldn't cut into it yet. I know, a word search. Cute, huh? Love circled. Love it. Dark brown again on the back. I keep wanting to say black because it's black. Some black colors. Anyway, this is a real pretty rose print. And then we've just got, you can barely see it. It's a real light script on the back. Again, another light script. And then the front's got some beautiful hearts. And what I loved about this, I was going to use it and didn't. I had it all cut out and was going to put it at the base, is this cute quote. Love is the keynote of the universe, the theme, the melody. And I wanted that to fit on my project because it just totally fit in, but it was too much. It drew your eye away from, you know, some of the product, or project. So anyway, this is like a pink script. And the front has got some cute little images, cute, vintagey, love it. And again, a lot of the pages on the back are the same, like the pink script or the brown or the red, but I actually kind of like it because it gives you, you know, that paper you can work with quite a bit. Beautiful pale pink kind of hearts. Here's another heart print. Again, and that was a darker pink on the back. This is a little bit lighter. Beautiful rose. Again, what I love is it's not just always plain. It's got a really light script, and then we've got a polka dot. I won't let you look at that too long. Don't want to get a headache. Red, but it's got a light script in it. And then this beautiful, see, there's another small image of that I used on the clock. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a look-see if you hadn't seen these papers. Beautiful. Kathy has quite a few different ways for you to obtain this paper. And what I mean is, you know, you can either just get a pack of the 12 by 12 papers. You can get a set with the stickers and stuff that come with it. Lots of different avenues for obtaining this paper. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for sitting through a long video with me. Thanks for sharing your time with me. Let me get this clock into view one last time. There it is. And I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.